You're not in your head. You're out of your body entirely. And here's what nobody's told you. You can't think your way back in. You've spent years, maybe decades, dissociated from your physical form as a survival mechanism. And now, even though the threat is gone, your soul hasn't returned home. Not entirely, anyway. Every yoga class, every meditation, every get grounded practice feels like trying to inhabit a house that doesn't feel like yours anymore. In the next 12 minutes, I'm going to show you why you dissociated in the first place, why standard embodiment practices haven't worked, and what actually brings you back into your body after years of being gone. You feel like you're watching your life from behind glass. You can't feel your body unless something really hurts. You eat, but don't taste the food. You move through your day, but you feel like you're piloting a vehicle, like you're not living in your own skin. People tell you to get grounded, to do yoga, to breathe deeply, and none of it really works. You're still floating, still disconnected, still not really here. I'm Dr. Oscar Bennett, the soul recovery specialist. I work specifically with healers who spent years dissociated from their bodies as a way to survive holding everyone else's pain. And I can tell you, dissociation isn't a problem to fix. It's a brilliant protective mechanism that kept you functional when staying in your body would have been too painful. But now, it's time to come home. I'm going to show you the 5 reasons you dissociated and why you're still out of your body, and the practices that actually bring you back. You didn't leave your body randomly. You left because staying in it was overwhelming. When emotional intensity is too much to hold, your consciousness, it splits, and a part of you leaves in order to protect you. Nowadays, this is called dissociation, and it's one of the most sophisticated survival mechanisms humans have. But shamanically, it's also known as susto, which means the fright, or it's known as soul loss. For healers, this often started very young, holding family pain, being emotionally responsible, having no outlet. Leaving your body allowed you to function, to survive, to keep going. But here's what you need to understand. Dissociation saved you. Every healer that I work with who's chronically dissociated has a history of emotional overwhelm. They were the sensitive kid in a chaotic family, the one who absorbed everyone's pain, the one who couldn't afford to fall apart. So a piece of their soul left. Not because something was wrong with them, but because it was the smartest thing for their system to do in order to protect them. Imagine living in a house where the walls are thin and you can hear everyone's pain all the time. Eventually, to survive, you'd leave the house. Not permanently, just during the worst storms. You'd float above it, watch it from a distance, and wait until it was safer to return. That's dissociation. Your soul leaving a body that feels too dangerous to inhabit. You have to stop judging yourself for being disconnected. Your dissociation was intelligent protection. It kept you alive when staying present would have broken you. But here's the problem. Even when the threat is gone, your system doesn't know it's safe yet. Your nervous system still believes that your body is unsafe. So disassociation becomes a habit. It becomes your default mode. Even when the original threat, the chaos, emotional overwhelm, or trauma is gone, your nervous system still treats your body as unsafe. Every time you try to drop in, your system panics and ejects you. This is why meditation and yoga don't work. They ask you to be present in a body that your nervous system still perceives as dangerous. You can't force yourself back into a body that feels like a threat. Healers tell me, I try to meditate and I just feel more anxious. I do yoga and I'm still stuck in my head. That's because their nervous system is saying, no, it's not safe to be here. Until the body feels safe, presence won't stick. Returning to your body after dissociation is like asking someone to return to a house where something terrible happened. You can tell them it's safe now, but their body remembers. They'll stand at the door, unable to go in. That's not stubbornness. That's the nervous system protecting them. You have to make the house feel safe first, then invite them back. When you try to feel into your body, do you feel anxiety, resistance, or like you immediately float away again? That's your nervous system saying it's not safe yet. So what actually makes your body feel safe enough to return? Well, here's the key. Standard embodiment practices are too fast, and they're also too internal. Most embodiment practices, like meditation, breathwork, body scans, they ask you to go inward immediately. But when you're dissociated, inward feels threatening, like being asked to enter a dark room alone. These practices also move too fast, even though they encourage you to be slow. They want you to be present now, but your nervous system needs slow, gradual, externally anchored practices. You need to approach your body from the outside in, not the inside out. You can't meditate your way back into your body. I see this pattern repeatedly. Dissociated healers try meditation, yoga, breathwork, and feel like failures when these practices don't work. That's because these practices assume you're already in your body. They assume that you're in your body enough to go deeper, but if you're chronically dissociated, you need practices that first establish any presence, not deeper presence. Imagine trying to teach someone how to swim by throwing them in the deep end. For the most part, most people aren't going to learn that way. They're going to panic and they're going to cling to the edge. And that's what standard embodiment practices do to dissociated people. You need to start in the shallow end with simple, external, grounded contact that proves that you can be in your own body without feeling like you're drowning. So ask yourself, do embodiment practices make you feel more anxious or floaty and not less? Does going inward feel threatening or overwhelming? Do you feel like you're doing it wrong when you can't stay present? If the answer is yes to all three, you need slower, more external practices to meet you where you are. Now, here's what actually works when you're this disconnected. If this is making sense, if you're finally understanding why nothing's worked, subscribe for more grounded, trauma-informed practices for healers. Soul Recovery Consultation link is in the description. An important missing piece of these practices is the connection, the physical connection to the earth. Your nervous system needs external physical anchors before it can handle internal awareness. The earth provides the most stable anchor. It's solid, it's not going anywhere. It's holding you, and there's an element of ancestral healing in reconnecting with the earth in this way. Physical contact with the ground actually signals safety to your nervous system in ways that visualization never can. This is why what we call grounding works, but only when it's literal, physical grounding, not just visualized or imagined. Earth contact bypasses the thinking mind, and it speaks directly to your body. You don't need to just imagine grounding. You need to physically touch the ground. The healers who successfully re-inhabit their bodies don't do it through meditation apps or through yoga studios. They do it by lying on the actual earth, by letting gravity do the work, and by allowing their nervous system to register that something stable is holding them. They think to themselves that they can let go and not fall. Your nervous system is like a frightened animal that's been living in the trees for years. You can't coax it down with words. You need to make the ground so safe, so stable, so obviously secure that the animal finally risks coming down. Well, the earth is literally that ground. It's real, physical, and undeniable. The next time you feel dissociated, go outside and put your bare hands or your bare feet on the ground. Focus on the sensations in your feet, the physical sensations, like temperature, texture, and allow yourself to breathe deeply. Notice if you feel even 5% more present. That's your nervous system responding to physical anchoring. But contact alone isn't enough. Here's what else needs to happen. You need to prove to your body that presence won't overwhelm you. Your nervous system left your body to avoid overwhelm. To return, it needs proof that being present won't recreate that overwhelm. This means micro doses of presence, not full immersion. You practice being in your body for 30 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes, and you build your tolerance slowly. Each time you prove, I was present and I didn't get overwhelmed, your nervous system trusts you a little more. You can't force presence. You have to earn your nervous system's trust first. The pattern that I tend to see in dissociated healers is that they try to do hour-long meditations or intensive somatic work, and their nervous system freaks out and ejects them harder. What actually works is tiny, repeated experiences of, I was in my body for 60 seconds and it was okay. With all this in mind, you need to stop forcing yourself into long meditation or embodiment practices. You need to stop judging yourself for leaving your body during practices. And you need to stop trying to be present all the time. That's just going to be overwhelming. Instead, you need to start doing micro practices that are 2 minutes to 5 minutes long and doing them as an intentional practice. You need to start celebrating small wins of feeling into that ground beneath your feet for 30 seconds. You need to start building this gradually, increasing the time until it feels safe. So here's a specific practice that will help bring you home. Re-embodiment after dissociation requires graduated exposure. It requires short, safe, repeated experiences of being in your body to prove to your nervous system that it's finally safe to stay. This practice combines earth contact, or external anchoring, time limits to prevent overwhelm, and repetition so that you can build trust. This works because physical contact with the earth provides undeniable somatic anchoring. Time limits, they prevent your nervous system from panicking and feeling trapped. And repetition proves that you were present, that nothing bad happened, that you're okay. Gradually increasing the time shows your system that it can handle more presence as you progress. Think of your soul like a wild bird that flew away when the house got dangerous. You can't just grab the bird and force it back inside. It'll try to escape even harder. You have to make the house safe. You have to leave the door open, put out food, and wait. Each time the bird lands on the windowsill and nothing bad happens, it gets a little closer. Eventually, it comes home. That's re-embodiment. Patient, gentle, repeated proof of safety. So tonight, start this grounding practice. For the first week, you're going to do this practice for 2 minutes. You're going to go outside and lie on the ground or sit with bare feet on the earth. You're going to place both hands flat on the ground and say aloud, I'm here, I'm safe, I'm held. You're going to feel the ground beneath your feet or your body for exactly 2 minutes and set a timer for this. When the timer goes off, notice how you feel and repeat to yourself that you are safe and that you are okay. Then go about your day. Then days 4 to 7, you're going to increase this to 5 minutes. Same practice, but increase for 5 minutes and focus only on physical sensations. Focus on the ground beneath you, the sensation of the air on your skin. If you float away, that's okay. Gently return to the feeling of the earth. When the timer goes off, celebrate it. Say to yourself, I was in my body and nothing bad happened. For weeks 2 through 4, you're going to gradually increase. So in week 2, you're going to do 5 minutes a day. Week 3, 10 minutes a day. Week 4, 15 minutes a day. This works because physical contact with the earth will create an external nervous system anchor. And the time limits will help you prevent overwhelm because you know that there's an endpoint. The daily repetition will provide safety and show you that nothing bad happens to you when you're present. The graduated increase will help you build tolerance slowly, and each success earns your nervous system's trust. After 4 weeks, you'll notice that you stay present longer naturally, and your body starts to feel like home again. You're not broken for being dissociated. You left your body because staying in it was too painful. And that was brilliant survival. But now it's time to come home. Slowly, gently, with patience and proof. Your body is waiting for you, and so is the rest of your life. It's safe now. You can return. Subscribe for more trauma-informed, grounded practices for healing professionals. And if you need support in the re-embodiment process, check the link in the description to sign up for a soul recovery consultation. You deserve to feel at home in your own body.